Garoppolo was behind a great bunch of coaching staff and a great bunch of athletes there in New England. And now he's got to bring some of that to the field, to the leadership. He needs to be the guy. They paid him like the leader. Let him be the guy, and he's got to be smart. He's got to know when to take chances and not be afraid. Just like other greats, whether it's Brett Favre or et cetera, drop all the names you want. They will all throw interceptions. They will all blow a game or two.
Yes.
Are you listening?
Ronbo Sports. Who else will be making all that noise? Representing the Niner Empire organization worldwide. Fam. As usual, I want to thank you for allowing me to come in and talk 49ers football with you. You know I can never get enough of this red gold stuff. Look at you either. It's time, fam. In less than 2 weeks, the 49ers will be checking into camp and getting things back in motion to get ready to hit this 2019 season. And immediately, July 26th, they check in, and 27th, they're already allowing 49er fans to come in and check them out. You got tickets already for July 27th? It doesn't matter because you got 11 dates. That's just one of many. So there you go. It's on. It is starting. I consider it official. Once we land upon Santa Clara and start enjoying things, taking pictures and selfies and everything with everybody, and the 49ers get into it too. This is that relaxed time of year, but hey, let's have some fun. So that's coming in less than 2 weeks. Can you imagine? Wow. Well, actually 2 weeks exactly, actually. So there you go. And everybody's going to be checking into camp. Garrett Sullick, of course, may be out because of the fact that he's had that procedure done on his back. I don't know how serious it was. But I suspect the 49ers will probably put him on the PUP. Nah, probably not. Sullick will probably be put on the IR for the year, my guess. And one thing I'm a little concerned with Garrett Sullick, how do you stay on concussion protocol since, see, this is summer. He went on, toward the last end of the season. I'm not sure which game it was. But that's a long time. We're talking 6 months or more. Because I figured Sullick went out in December at the latest, right? So you got to do the math. January, February, March, April, May, June. So that's 7 months. So hopefully they're just not saying that it's over. There's no longer any concussion. Speaking of guys that are feeling good, they're ready to get into camp, Richard Sherman called in to 95.7 The Game. He talked to David Bruce. You can catch that podcast. It's a lot of fun. It'll get you all pumped up. Like, I know, right? Like I need pumping up. He talked to David Bruce, and the podcast is available for you. Just check it out, 95.7 The Game. And Sherman calls in, and he's got all kind of good things to say. Things that you and I want to hear. We kind of already knew that Sherman's feeling pretty good, but Sherman's saying things like, oh, not only am I feeling good, I'm feeling great. Because we already know that Sherman was playing out there on 80% capacity on that leg. No longer is that a problem. You know, he had that little procedure to shave off whatever that was on his heel, so he's not feeling any pain there. And he kind of described what took place during the course of the season, how Sherman couldn't do a lot of things, which is very scary because had we known how handicapped he was during the course of the season, we might have been scared. And also, had any of the opposing teams known how Sherman was not feeling all 100% Richard Sherman, they might have thought about taking advantage of it. Well, they waited too late. Yeah, Sherman's feeling fine now. He got stronger, and he's feeling good. So that's good. And you know what really amused me, though? I already knew Sherman was going to be great. And you know what's really funny? Sherman was our best cornerback last year. Now, that doesn't actually bode or shoot a nasty light on the rest of our cornerback crew. It just speaks to how good Sherman is. So this is why I got to tell you right now, when people say, man, I don't know about secondary, I do. And next across the street to Sherman, or next to Sherman, it ain't looking that bad. And I don't care what anybody says. I got a good feeling about Akello Witherspoon from last year and on into this year. I don't think we're going to see the same Akello Witherspoon as we saw last season. When you get beat up like that a lot, you tend to learn a lot of things. Sherman, alluded to something like that last year. But I think, because I'm a little worried. I'll just tell you. Jason Verrett. Sherman said he's starting to get the pop back in his leg, spring and step and everything. A little over a year removed from the incident. Barrett had the same injury last season. So is Jason gonna be ready to go at the beginning of the season? He looks good in the drills. We've seen him online and everything. I don't know, is he ready, fully ready? Because Sherman said he didn't feel exactly his calf muscle, things like that. Everything's affected. Your leg atrophies if you don't use it, right? So Sherman said he didn't feel right until about the 10th week of the season. That would mean, if you calculate it, Barrett got hurt in the very beginning of last season. That means he won't feel good until... Okay, you know what? I don't want to speculate on that. He did look good in those drills, and I'm hoping he's feeling fine. Because I want that competition to be straight up. I want it to be equal going into camp this year. So if Jason is the guy versus Achillo, then, whoever else is in camp, then he wins it, and we can feel good about the fact that he's at 100%. He's going to be effective, and we'll be fine. So there you go. What was really amusing, though, Rich went on to pass out some news about guys on the sideline that are working out. Because, we had Quan Alexander had an ACL. Fred Warner had a cleanup procedure done on his knee. And, of course, Jerick McKinnon had an ACL. Rich said he's looking, because they're on the sideline participating. They didn't actually get involved in 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s. Rich said everybody's moving quick, looking good, looking strong. He's even Jerick McKinnon, he's looking quick. And that's what I was mainly concerned about, because I figured Quan Alexander, he's been looking good for a while now. They didn't say much about Jerick McKinnon we didn't hear anything about Jerick all postseason long, right? Or should I say during the OTAs and those sessions. We knew about Fred Warner. But he only had a cleanup procedure anyway, so he's probably going to get over this anyhow. So they will all be in camp on the 26th. That's all I wanted to know. And it was really amusing though. You'll hear it. I gotta share this with you. Spoiler alert! Fred Warner, man. Rich says, I always talk to the guys, man. Every time I ask Fred Warner, how you feeling? Fred can't say, I'm feeling all right. Got ready to go, man. Let's go play. No, Fred says, I'm feeling legendary. We got some characters on this team, fam. I'm telling you, man, George Kittle, Joe Staley, Richard Sherman. You got Fred Warner as a comic too. I love this stuff. Dante Pettis is a little bit kind of funny too when you check out some of the things he's saying about people. When you start asking people think about the in-depth thinking that it takes to ask somebody, do you use a spoon or a fork? And then he attaches your answer to who you are as a person. I didn't even go answer that question. And I think I've already exposed myself. But fam, with all those good things, and there's no point in sidestepping this. Has Robbie Gould scared you? Okay, Robbie has until Monday to sign his tender. Robbie's still making clear, man, I don't want to be a 49er. I don't know how much more clear I got to make to y'all. Because here's the thing, if Robbie doesn't, he's going to miss the entire camp, I assume that. But you can assume that too. Well, maybe we shouldn't assume that, but it looks that way. And we're getting ready to get on the plane to go to Tampa Bay. Now, you figure the 49ers may have a plan B, right? They've already told Matt Bryant, stand by. Matt's probably getting in shape now even as we speak, I hope, right? That has to be plan B. I don't know that the kid we got in camp, the Brown, I don't know that he's ready to take on the responsibility of actually being a full-time. I'd love to know that, because if he's been working hard and his mind is ready to be an NFL kicker, bring him. But, that's a big gamble, because we got a team now that's ready to roll. We got to have that kicker to be consistent. He's got to be fearless. He's got to come out there and get the job done. So there's Robbie, right? But what's really funny, Robbie using the reasoning being he wanted to be close to his family back in Chicago. Understandable, he doesn't want to bring him out to the West Coast for reasons unknown. He loves the city of Chicago, okay. And I understand now that he's saying he holds no grudge against the city of Chicago for having gotten rid of him. So that makes it pretty clear that he'd like to return to play for the Bears. You know what I really don't get though? The American Century Championship Celebrity Golf Tournament is going on in Edgewood, Tahoe. Did Robbie bring his family with him? I was just saying, he's going to be there all week playing golf. If Rob, I thought you were so wanting to be with the fam. You know, you run around doing celebrity golf tournaments and doing other things. God knows what else. I mean, it's not fair to pick on. I do entertain one other thing, fam, real quickly. Could some of this be the 49ers' fault? Have you entertained that thought yet? See, here's the thing. My understanding is Gould's camp submitted some proposals to the 49ers initially coming out of the season. So that means he didn't come right out of the 2018 season wanting to go right back to Chicago. Now that's where the confusion lies, because everybody keeps saying, well, why didn't he say he wanted to leave if he wanted to leave at the end of the season? Well, maybe he didn't want to leave at the end of the season. They submitted their proposals. The 49ers pushed it back. No, we don't want to, we're not doing that. And then maybe Robbie got pissed off because Robbie's thinking, I mean a lot to this team. They got a lot of nerve disrespecting me like that. They didn't even want to talk about my offer. So I'm just, this is all hypothetical. I don't have any idea what really happened, but I'm trying to figure out what made that situation all of a sudden just erupt, right? So could some of this be the 49ers' fault? It's something you got to think about. Because we're blaming Robbie. We're looking at him like, you dirty dog, you slimy. We picked you up out of the gutter and we gave you a job. Now get your ungrateful butt in here. Let's go. Well, we couldn't. We may need to get some more information on this situation. Okay, let's leave that alone. Robbie's going to be there, ain't he? Fam, he's going to be there. We got to have him. That's one of the best kickers. You know, Robbie only missed 3 times. Robbie missed 3 field goals the entire time in 2 years, I think. Maybe 3. And point afters, no, I think he only missed 2 field goals and 3 PATs. Damn, there's no other kicker in the league. Zerline is playing with the Rams. Zerline's kind of, I think he might be a little fragile too. Zerline spent some time on the IR last year. Matt Bryant, that's the only option I see us having, fam, and I just hope he can stand up for a whole season. He missed some time last year with the leg injury as well. Fam, you know what, Rob? Let's leave Robbie alone for now. I don't want to talk. I always get depressed when I talk about Robbie because everything looks so good. And until you get to the name Robbie Gould, Jimmy G saying things like, I'm good to go. All he's waiting for now is clearance from the doctor. He will be ready on July the 26th to get in camp and let's go. Let's build some chemistry. Let's get used to those receivers. Let's get that timing down. Let's make it impossible for a defense to stop the 49ers offense because a lot of people still think that last year, those first 3 games was indicative of Jimmy G's prowess. They're saying he regressed. I'm saying, give me a break. He's 27 years old. You don't regress in a few weeks or a few months. That had more to do with him getting in there with his guys and learning the real playbook and not rehearsed plays. That's why they weren't going fast. That's why people were feeling their way around out there and missing routes and dropping passes and everything else. That will all be ironed out now, though. I got a feeling Jimmy G knows, I'll bet he knows all the playbook now. So, if you're expecting Jimmy G to come in and struggle, forget about it. Forget about it. You'll be fine. I mean, you know what I'm going to do? Let me go up to the great north where the Niner Empire extends like it does all over the rest of the world. And let's get together with the Vancouver fan, Lyle. Yes. Niner fam, and now that the environment in the Niner Empire is just festive, I thought I'd go way up north to the Niner Empire, Canada style, and check out Lyle. Lyle, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Ronbo. Thanks for the shout out tonight and proud to be on the big show with you.
Tell you what, man, we have got so many things going on right now that are starting to blossom into that big, beautiful flower of red and gold. Lyle, I tell you what, let's jump right into this right now. Jimmy Garoppolo is saying things like, I'm good to go. Lyle, last year it was about Nick Mullins doing a great job. Now we're bringing it back. Here's the controversy, though, Lyle. People are saying, we ought to stay with Nick Mullins. I really think he did a good job, and I'm not all that impressed with Jimmy Garoppolo. Lyle, have you heard that conversation already yet?
Look, I get it. The guy did a decent job coming in, filling in for what's supposed to be the superstar, but let the superstar do his gig.
Thank you. Over $100 million? What?
Right?
Yes.
Or else we're just going to be a bunch of bozos for not letting him do his job. He needs that full season. This is the season 2019 that we were supposed to have in 2018. We're one behind, but we're still coming for you.
Well, you can amplify on that too, because here's the thing. If we were the season last year, we were probably, our minimum floor was last year was 8-8, right? So you figure the maturity with some of the players that are on the offensive unit, the education of Jimmy G increasing in Kyle Shanahan's offensive system, him running around there saying, I've got something to prove. I got hurt last year on a bonehead mistake. Jimmy, it was a bonehead mistake. You could have just ran out of bounds. But he didn't. And, of course, we lost him. And now he's back. He's got a lot of things to prove, Lyle. Man, I mean, what are you expecting here, man?
He's got a lot to prove, but now he's got to play smart. He's got to play 2 seasons in 1 season.
Yeah.
And he's got to be smart. He's got to be smart. He's got to pick up this team. He's got to put all the fans on his back, and he's got to silence the critics all in 16 games.
I love the way you put that too. He's got to put that team on his back, because you know what? Your best quarterbacks, they make everybody around them better. Look at Tom Brady. He's taken some teams that had no business. If you look at the lineups, he's had some teams that had no business going to the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden there they are, not only going but winning it. That speaks volumes for a top quarterback.
Right? I mean, is there a formula to winning? It takes hard work, it takes determination, and it takes a ton of skill. But, I mean, obviously Garoppolo was behind a great bunch of coaching staff and a great bunch of athletes there in New England. And now he's got to bring some of that to the field, to the leadership. He needs to be the guy. They paid him like the leader. Let him be the guy, and he's got to be smart. He's got to know when to take chances and not be afraid. Just like other greats, whether it's Brett Favre or et cetera, drop all the names you want. Yeah. They will all throw interceptions. They will all blow a game or two.
Yes.
But that's how you win, by taking chances.
That's the gospel truth. Now, you know what? Let's look at the lineup right? Now, George Kittle, who had a phenomenal year last year, they're going to double, triple, fourple, fiveable team him. Every week, the coach is going to say, all right, guys, we're going to make everybody on that team, but George Kittle beat us. George Kittle does not beat us today, or they could go the other way around. But normally they're going to say, we're going to stop George Kittle and make the rest of the guys beat us, which is a mistake in Shanahan's system anyway. You never give Shanahan that kind of, I mean, this is asking for death. But who's going to benefit the most? I'm looking around at guys surrounding George Kittle. Who would you say would benefit the most from George Kittle getting double and triple team?
Well, somebody brought it up last night there in the beautiful Twitter world. I mean, we're talking about all the offensive weapons that Jimmy gets to toss the ball to.
Yes.
And one of the ones that we're not talking about is this monster of a dude, Juszczyk. They overpaid him. That dude is going to be 8 and 10 yards up there just waiting to move the chains. Is he going to be running it all the way in? I don't know, but when we're there, we're there. He's going to be the guy that you just move the chains with, because everybody's going to go upfield, and then they're watching to see if it's got the RPO rolling, and all of a sudden, Juice just slides up there behind the LBs, bam, connect, move the chains. Keep that defense on the field. Nobody's talking about Juice.
That is a brilliant observation. You know why? Because that's what Selleck did in 2017. He was a guy that nobody paid any attention to because the other guys were so dangerous. And there was Selleck running around all by himself. And this is what happens in Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. The defense, there's not enough defensive players on the field to cover all the things Kyle can do to you within a snap.
Last time I checked, both teams are only allowed 11 dudes on the field. So as soon as you double, and if your free safety doesn't know where Kittle is, you're going to get burned. Right?
He's proven that how many times? I mean, that's what happens.
He just, same thing. Like, he just give him a little bit of room. If your corners and your RBs, your corners and your safeties just hesitate a little, trip a little, which can happen.
Yeah.
Especially when some of those teams come into our house where we play on real turf and they slip. You get a little bit of weather. All those things come in.
Yeah.
Right? Elements. And I just, there's just so many places for Jimmy to put the ball to. And again, if he plays smart, if he stays in the pocket and isn't afraid to scramble a little bit, Again, let's call it what it is. Play smart. Look at what Tom Brady does. He throws it away. He got nothing. Throw the ball away.
There's no shame in that.
Just get rid of it. Regroup. Don't give it up. Hang on to the football. Keep that defense on the field and tire them out.
And Lyle, Kyle watered that system down last year due to the fact that he probably didn't feel like he had all the pieces he needed to run everything he likes to run. We only seen, if I had to guess, I would say we saw maybe 35 to 40% of Kyle's playbook. He had to improvise where he had to. He had to use what he had and apply whatever they could do to what he was doing out there. So we still saw good football. So execution was questionable at times. There were plays that were there. They were left on the table. 49ers, even in the Vikings game, they left 21 points on the field that would have easily won the game. So, this is where execution perfection is going to win us a lot of games this year. And then for those keep questioning it, and I get do you get in arguments with people? You're expecting too much, man. This team does 8-8. We should be grateful. I don't want you people to know keep talking to me like that. I really do hate you. You may be a member of our Niner Empire family, but you. Okay, let me back it up here. Let's walk it back. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Lyle, take over, baby.
Don't be sorry.
Don't
be sorry,
there's
baby.
People out there that they're really some aggravating. Oh, we're better than that. We are.
Look, we had a lot of additions in the last 2 years. There's nobody left on this team from when this coaching staff and general management picked it up. There's only one guy left. So, and look at all the toys they got this year. We have, guys like Jordan Matthews. Nobody talking about that yet. He's a wide receiver.
Oh, yes.
Right? What happens if these guys actually get hot? What if everybody's so busy watching some of these other receivers and all of a sudden these understated players come in off the bench? They've been sitting watching. Okay, I know what the route Kyle wants me to do. Bang, go out there. And all of a sudden you do that, you burn that corner, you're in the end zone. Because everything's single coverage out there. It has to be. Because when you double, you're leaving somebody open. And Jimmy is going to take advantage of it. It's not the same as we saw some mistakes late in the Colin Kaepernick years where he was missing guys. He wasn't seeing the whole field. And for whatever reason, he was missing guys. Same thing, we'll talk about the Super Bowl, going 3 times to Crabtree. He didn't see the rest of the field. We all know those mistakes. We can look back on that. 2020 is vision, right?
Yes.
But
oh, God, yes.
Now, I really believe that we've got the smarter quarterback. You look at some of the projections that came out this week. They're calling for over 4,000 yards from Jimmy.
I get it. I feel a big smiley face developing right in that tummy area. Oh, that's a lot of yards.
4,000 plus yards. Okay. One of the predictions I saw today on a site that we follow up here a lot in Canada, it was become a very popular global site, and it's called The Score. And they're predicting 26 touchdowns.
I can see that.
In the air.
I can see that. He's got a lot of yak guys. When you have that many yak guys, even if Jimmy throws a 10-yard shot, what is George Kittle going to do? That George will run off 40 yards on that type of thing.
And that's what he did. It wasn't 40-yard plays to him, but and then we still got the speed of some of the young guys like Marquise. You let Marquise get behind
it's
you.
Over.
Look
it's
out!
Over.
Look out! Did he just become like one of the fastest guys in the world for like $1 million? Come on, man.
And we repeat it a lot, and we say it a lot, but the speed on this team is ridiculous. You look at Jerick McKinnon, I got Tevin Coleman, I got the Cheetah, who's been clocked at 22 miles an hour for a human being running down the field. And Mostert, I understand Mostert's the second fastest guy on this team. So you see, this team is built as National Geographic's animals. This team is built for the kill.
They are built to kill, and this is the season they come together. They understand who they are. They create that identity within themselves. The locker room gels. Are they going to win the Super Bowl this year? Well, of course we want them to win the Super Bowl. We always want them to win the Super Bowl. But this is the year they come together.
Yes.
This is the year. They have all the pieces. Are there going to be injuries? Yeah, there's going to be injuries. But there's a lot of great pieces there. Tevin Coleman, Jason Verrett. Come on. There's a lot of really good stuff happening on the other side of the ball now.
As a matter of fact, you mentioned defense. Now, just for the fun of it, we're talking D Ford on one side. We're talking about Buckner on the other side. We got the wild man, the child of great expectation, Nicky B, or otherwise, I know I'm going to rename him that before the season's over. Nick Bosa's over on the other side. Now, there's not a lot of places for this quarterback to go. In fact, there's no place for him to go. Hey, Lyle, give me some projections on your sack totals. I mean, just for those three guys alone. Some of those other guys like Ronnie Blair and guys like that will sneak in and get a sack here and there. What do you see? Do you see 30 plus? Do you see near 40? What are you talking? What are you thinking?
Well, I think you're going to see Bosa is going to be good for 1 to 2 a game. I literally think he's going to be that much of a deal breaker. Like. That's same thing. We talked about this, you and I, before. He went into camp a little hot-headed, maybe feeling like he had a lot to prove. I get it. I love the competitiveness. But I think that was a good reminder of like, okay, I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm going to do my gig. I'm going to hurt people instead of getting hurt. And he's gonna go out there and he's going to be that guy. Just play smart. And you watch this guy in training camp, because I think he's going to be a bit of a beast in training camp here in a couple of weeks.
But like you're saying, though, just easy. You know what? Because he hasn't been training for football. And he's been off for a long time, which concerns me. Because if he comes in and gradually steps into it, his body should adapt back to the contact and all that stuff. Because like you're saying, Nick came in all fired up. Nick, you made the pros. You knew you would. All right, just relax. Yeah. Take it all in stride. This is where you belong. All right? You ain't got to prove everything. Not yet. Wait.
But Ronbo, my man, you know what? He comes from that football family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like sometimes you want to prove dad. Sometimes you want to prove your brother. You just go in there. You're a little charged. You're number 2 overall. You're the number 1 D pick in the league. Like, pretty exciting time. So, your first day at OTAs, that's pretty exciting, man. And you just want to show people you are who you are. And we did pick up some nice pieces to the puzzle here on defense this year. And we've re-signed some players that some people might say questionable when you start talking about Jimmy Ward. But I mean, now that you've got some other pieces of the puzzle and you're not relying on Jimmy Ward the same way we sort of have the last couple of seasons, maybe he's a better player. Maybe they can use him in a way that he doesn't have to be on the field all the time too. Some guys can play the whole game on D. Some guys can't. And I think if they play him smart, now that they have more pieces of the puzzle, he could be very positive, because there's been some times where you just can't outposition that guy, and he'll take you down fast.
He's still got to compete for that spot, though. If he wins it, we'd have an all-veteran secondary. Because if Akello can't stop Verrett, if Sherman's already on, there's nobody going to take him off the field. If Jimmy that's 3 guys that got all the world of experience that you need. People say the secondary is a weak link on this team. The secondary could very well be the strongest link on this team. That's a lot of experience and skill back there in that secondary.
Well, I mean, again, let's just talk about D Ford. Is D Ford going to be that difference maker? We know what's on the line with Bosa, okay? But can D Ford deliver the way your boy Patrick Willis can? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I know Patrick is an exceptional
let's not put him up against that kind of player.
Yeah, he's an exceptional player, but can we get close to that, where people are afraid of our LBs again?
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? And I think
go ahead.
It was interesting that Kansas City let D go. It's not because he wasn't a skilled player. I mean, he was rewarded with a gorgeous contract. And then
they turn around and sign Clark from that area that you don't appreciate, which I don't understand yet. And they paid him more money. I got to tell you, Lyle, I think they've held a crush against D Ford due to that play in the playoffs that they're probably saying cost them their opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, I've seen, you won't hear from the front office. No, it had nothing to do with that. I mean, it's a full team effort. We don't hold D Ford responsible for the outcome there, but we do think that we'd like to move on from him if he wants this amount of money. Because since they paid Clark a lot of money, I think Ford would have been happy with that. So it's kind of strange, but we'll use him.
Yeah. I think it's hard to reward a guy that cost you your berth into the big dance.
Yeah, even if you act like it wasn't a big thing and it's a team effort. Yeah, it's the owner's pissed.
The owner's pissed, and it's like, how do you keep your fan base when he was the guy that, made a technical error that cost you your dance ticket? It's tough. I don't know. I think they feel like they can attract enough talent with their quarterback back there and the coaching staff and et cetera. But listen, here's the other side of what's going on with the Niners. There's another LB that we can't wait to see what he brings with Quan Alexander, right? I mean, so now we got two real studs back there on the LB side of the position. And again, like, we've had good LBs the last couple of years, but this is some really nice pieces to the puzzle.
And
how fast can we get other teams, sitting down, get their quarterback sitting down? How many times can we start forcing 4 and outs?
You're going to see that immediately. And don't forget, you still got the child sensation, the potential rookie of the year that didn't win. You got Fred Warner back there. I look for Fred. I don't know how he's going to. Man, that was a great rookie season. I don't know how he's going to rise above that. If he improves from what he did in the first year, good Lord. 100, how many tackles? Yeah. He led our team. He was like top 10. Whoa. So we got something going on.
There's some players on this team for sure that are only growing and only getting better. You look at a lot of people will say it every time, like, you can't just walk into this league in your first season and a half, just be unbelievable. There's a lot to learn in the NFL, and there's a lot of players getting better.
And like you're saying, a lot of rookies can come in and do what Fred did. So that's why he is special. So it's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully they put him at the mic continuously and go ahead and put Quan, let him be at the will so he can go from sideline to sideline. That's what he does. He's got that kind of speed. He's aggressive. He's nasty. I mean, you send him on a blitz. Oh my God, quarterback. Woo! Man.
And I mean, I'm still really excited to see what's going to happen with guys like Mostert.
Yeah.
I hope he can recover from that. Raheem can recover from that brutal injury. Oh my God, that looked awful when it happened. When I saw that fall, I was just like, I can't watch it. I was just like, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, he's out. You're just one of those plays. You see it, you're like, he's out.
That bone was
and
buckling.
He was playing such great ball. He was playing such great ball prior to that, and especially that night. Every time he was touching the ball, it's 8 and 10 yards, 8 and 10 yards. And it was just like unbelievable. So, I mean, the running back position, going back to the offensive side of this team for a moment, it's one that is so unpredictable because we have so many weapons back there.
And I can't wait to see him get loose. Man, oh God! And you mentioned Mostert. I said last year, and I felt like it was blasphemous. I said, you know what? I got to tell you guys, Mostert is actually outplaying Breda right now. I'm not saying that's normally every day, every week, but Mostert's actually outrunning Breda. He's hitting holes a little more efficiently. He's making bigger gains after he gets through the hole. I said, nobody runs a stretch run like Breda does on this team. But when it comes to running right through the tackles, right up the gut, Mostert actually finds that spot a little quicker. We've just got Mostert's going to be on special teams, so your guys are going to be McKinnon, Coleman, and Breda. I guess they're all four going to suit up every week. But that's going to be an interesting situation, and Kyle's going to have a lot of fun working with that. Great problem to have.
Well, that's just it. When he's getting hot returning balls, if all of a sudden, we see that and we're getting good returns, through the game, you're going to see him get a lot of reps with Jimmy.
Got to.
Because, you've got RPO running backs on one side of the ball, and then you've got a player like Raheem just waiting to take it up the gut and shove it down people's necks. I can't wait, man. Because you just don't know what's coming.
And that's it.
And that's when people talk about Kyle, this madness we talk about. It's even why us fans who know who's on this team, we can't figure it out. I don't want to be. Could you imagine being a defensive coordinator right now on every other team?
Every team on our schedule.
There's no tape on this team, man.
Oh, that's another good point. That is a good point.
Nobody knows
all the
what's
pieces
coming.
Changed again.
And so, I'm really looking forward to the preseason game in that first quarter against Dallas, and just to see if we can see a couple of fun plays and get a taste a real taste of what's coming on this
That's going to be the
offense.
fun part, Lyle, because a lot of the guys, we got a lot of great depth this year. So you're going to see some great performances in preseason this year. Instead of just weeding through the guys that are definitely out of here, you're going to have a lot of great performances from guys that you just didn't think about, because everybody's talking about the first stringers. But some of the guys that are going to show up against that Dallas Cowboys team, it's going to be pretty funny. The Cowboys are, hey, I thought you guys were looking at players, man. Are these first line players? No.
Go back and look at that first game of the season when the 49ers played Minnesota, and you see these highlights all the time now that everybody knows Jimmy's coming back. When you watch NFL Network, you'll see this one play where he's going into the corner there with Goodwin, and Goodwin has no business picking out that ball out. Like, there's no room, and the ball just lands exactly where it's supposed to. So there's going to be some really crazy, precise plays that only quarterbacks like that can play, and only fast runners can do that. You can't defend against that.
That's why Kyle's assembled the kind of team he has. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get Lyle. We're going to get back to you maybe a little bit after preseason, because I'm going to want to know your pick of the schedule. After we get through looking at some of the guys that are going to be on the team, they make the cuts, they boil it down into that condensed monster.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that then. I look forward to it.
It's going to be really interesting to see who makes this team. Hey, quick shout out here. Tonight, as you see behind me, there's a flag that I just arrived here at my office here today. And I want to give a shout out to a gentleman by the name, he goes by the handle of Faithful Hodge. This flag's been all over America, now in Canada, and it's got signatures from players. It's got signatures from the faithful all over America. And I just want to say thank you. We're going to show this thing a good time in Vancouver this week, take it around to some clubs. We're going to take it around even to a CFL game on Thursday night here, and we're going to get the Niners Nation in Canada fired.
Did you use the word Niner Nation? Change that.
I did. But really, you know we are up here.
And of course, Canada. No matter where you are in the world, you are part of the empire. But I love it.
Part of the empire. But we up here, from my channel to your channel, we are Niners North!
Yeah. And, there's so much enthusiasm working around this planet right now, 49 fans. Lyle, thank you, fam. Okay, we'll get together later and do some other things, because I want to know about how you feel about the schedule after the cuts. You know what? We may wait until, we'll talk about that later. Thanks, Lyle. Fam, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and run a lot of angles. We're going to take a bit more of your time. Thank you for watching. But please, fam, we shall... Don't forget to hit the like. You know what's coming on. Ronbo, don't mess with us, man. Hit that like, fam. Hit it. Hit that like. I tell you what, I want to see you. I'll see you soon. Ain't no telling. In the middle of the night, I can come in. I get these urges sometimes. I just want to talk football. So I'll see you soon. Fam. I want to say a few other things too, but the time's up, okay? So I'll see you soon, okay?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.